Ask courageous questions. Be aware of human fallibility. Cherish your species and your planet. We are the universe experiencing itself. I don't want to believe, I want to know. Do not be satisfied with superficial answers. Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Nothing disturbs me more than the glorification of stupidity. Even through your hardest days, remember we are all made of stardust. We are like butterflies who flutter for a day and think it is forever. Be grateful every day for the brief but magnificent opportunity that life provides. The universe is a pretty big place. If it's just us, seems like an awful waste of space. Imagination will often carry us to worlds that never were, but without it, we go nowhere. If we continue to accumulate only power and not wisdom, we will surely destroy ourselves. Be open to wonder and at the same time subject all claims to knowledge, without exception, to intense skeptical scrutiny. If we can't think for ourselves, if we're unwilling to question authority, then we're just putty in the hands of those in power. You can't convince a believer of anything, for their belief is not based on evidence, it's based on a deep-seated need to believe. We live in a society exquisitely dependent on science and technology, in which hardly anyone knows anything about science and technology. Ask courageous questions. Do not be satisfied with superficial answers. Be open to wonder and at the same time subject all claims to knowledge. The nitrogen in our DNA, the calcium in our teeth, the iron in our blood, the carbon in our apple pies were made in the interiors of collapsing stars. We are made of star stuff. Who are we if not measured by our impact on others? That's who we are. We're not who we say we are. We're not who we want to be. We are the sum of the influence and impact that we have in our lives on others. Cosmos is a Greek word for the order of the universe. It is, in a way, the opposite of chaos. It implies the deep interconnectedness of all things. It conveys awe for the intricate and subtle way in which the universe is put together. If we are not able to ask skeptical questions, to interrogate those who tell us that something is true, to be skeptical of those in authority, then we are up for grabs for the next charlatan, political or religious, who comes rambling along. The truth may be puzzling. It may take some work to grapple with. It may be counterintuitive. It may contradict deeply held prejudices. It may not be consonant with what we desperately want to be true, but our preferences do not determine what's true. The dumbing down of American is most evident in the slow decay of substantive content in the enormously influential media, the 30-second sound bites, now down to 10 seconds or less. Lowest common denominator programming, credulous presentations on pseudoscience and superstition, but especially a kind of celebration of ignorance. Finding the occasional straw of truth awash in a great ocean of confusion and bamboozle requires intelligence, vigilance, dedication, and courage. But if we don't practice these tough habits of thought, we cannot hope to solve the truly serious problems that face us, and we risk becoming a nation of suckers, up for grabs by the next charlatan who comes along. One of the saddest lessons of history is this: if we've been bamboozled long enough, we tend to reject any evidence of the bamboozle. We're no longer interested in finding out the truth. The bamboozle has captured us. It's simply too painful to acknowledge, even to ourselves, that we've been taken. Once you give a charlatan power over you, you almost never get it back. I have a foreboding of an America in my children's or grandchildren's time, when awesome technological powers are in the hands of a very few, and no one representing the public interest can even grasp the issues, when the people have lost the ability to set their own agendas or knowledgeably question those in authority. When, clutching our crystals and nervously consulting our horoscopes, our critical faculties in decline, unable to distinguish between what feels good and what's true, we slide, almost without noticing, back into superstition and darkness. An atheist is someone who is certain that God does not exist, someone who has compelling evidence against the existence of God. I know of no such compelling evidence. Because God can be relegated to remote times and places, and to ultimate causes, we would have to know a great deal more about the universe than we do now to be sure that no such God exists. To be certain of the existence of God, and to be certain of the non-existence of God, seem to me to be the confident extremes in a subject so riddled with doubt and uncertainty, as to inspire very little confidence indeed.